I think it's beautiful. You've got lovely dynamics in it. It's the nocturne we're talking about. I think you've got everything there. You're just not quite sure sometimes which one of these you're going to play. Is it new? Is it just learned? Yeah, okay, so you just got to get those little things tweaked in your memory work. The only thing I would say, think a little bit more about is your pedalling. Do you know why? Why do I say that? Are you happy with what you did, or if you're not, what do you think you could do better with it, or are you not sure?
I think I can use the left pedal.
Certainly, but I'm not even after that yet.
Yeah, not quite sure.
Okay, do something for me. When you go home, oh, actually, no, these days you can't. Have you got a record player, a CD player at home? No, okay, this is useless, isn't it? It's modern contemporary technology. In the old days, when we had CDs, well, I still use CDs, I still play LPs, you can change the volume of your sound. You can change the quality of your sound. You can turn the bass up, you can turn the bass down, you can turn the treble up, you can turn the treble down. And I would get you to do this exercise, which is take your favourite piece of music, put it in the CD or on the record player, and turn your bass right down and listen to it. And when you do that, you'd be thinking, oh gosh, this is pretty crappy, I don't like this piece anymore, right? Because you would have changed the entire system of dynamics for the piece, right? So it's a little bit like take an orchestra and get rid of all the brass players. You wouldn't have a bass line of the orchestra much anymore. You'd have the double basses and the cellos a little bit, but when you want boomy sound, who are the ones that do that? The trombones and the trumpets and the tubas and all of that, French horns. All right, they all give you that sudden blast of sound. That's what you need to think about when you're playing, because what happens, you lose sometimes, a lot of the time that time through, you lost your bass note as the root of the chord for which you're pedaling, right? And I don't care if you miss 5 of the other notes, but do not miss the bass note. That's how important it is, right? So just play, look, just play a little bit of the left hand, make the first note a little bit longer, give it a little bit of space, and then, just so you can adjust playing the next 5, super soft. Okay, so what happens? Like that F was loud, and it was going to be loud there, but you managed to control it a little bit more. So there's the odd note in there which just booms out. You have to cover that up. That needs to be stronger, and then control the other 5. Okay, that F's a little tiny bit loud. Try it again. But if you listen to that, do it again and listen to it. All we hear is the bass note, bass note, bass note. All right, now put the melody in with it, both hands. That's what you have to muck around with a little bit. Obviously, you have to be careful that we're not going to hit B, B, B. So make sure that you think about all, what are you doing with these notes? Make a little crescendo, which means you can obviously make a little crescendo in your left hand, tiny bit, not as much as your right hand, otherwise it'll overpower it. But get that layer between your melody line, your bass line, and everything else, right? It's not just right hand and left hand we've got on the piano. We have 10 fingers, and 5 of this always play melody lines. This is accompaniment, yes, but you have a bass note and you have totally unimportant notes. And it's the unimportant ones you have to really get under control, quiet, measured out against the bass note, balanced beautifully. Right? That's just the one little thing that I would, pay attention to a little bit more. And also, same to do with the pedalling. Let me find it. I'm not really able to find it now, am I? There are a couple of little patterns in the left hand where the last two notes of the group are a different chord to the other four notes, and you miss changing your pedal. You could just do a little thing with that, but I can't find it now. Why can't I find it? It's a bit irritating when that happens. Anyway, look for it. It's the last two quavers of a group. Two different notes to the rest of the group. Right? It's like that, but it's not that one because it's even stronger than that one. That's almost the same idea, because your chord it's a D flat chord, right? And then the left hand has D, B going to A, which means that you could suggest a little change of pedal on those two notes to give you a little change going to something new. Right? And then there's another bar where that happens even stronger than that. Oh, here it is. Is it? Yes. Play this, just play that half a bar. Both hands. Oh, okay, you cheated. That's not what you did before. Is it? Because we've done it over there, you might have changed it. Okay, what chord is in that bar? Or what chords are in that bar? Just play them, don't worry about it. Maybe no decision, I'm sure. So is it one chord? It's two. It's a B flat minor, followed by a seventh. Because your F is constant, and the E and A make a seventh chord. So you've gone from B flat minor to F, back to B flat minor to E flat minor, and then again B flat minor, F7, going to that. So if you look at those couple of bars, you suddenly realise there's two changes in there, two changes in there, two in there, two in there. Right? So maybe you can use that to make your suggestions of what the harmony is doing a little stronger, because then you also have that beautiful line here at the end, left hand, when you've got the ya da 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 G. Features of them. It's not just a matter of that. This supports it. This gives it a bit of help. Do from there. Bass. Now think A, D, A flat, G, yes, G, A natural. Just the ending, same idea. What do you want to try and do here? Because I don't think it worked, but is it not working because you're not quite sure how to do it, or what? What are you trying to do?
Just to slow down.
Okay, is there a little melody line you're trying to show?
No.
And where does it go? Doesn't stop on that F. You haven't thought that through. You've got the idea, da da, you've got long note and then F, F, G, F, and what happens to that? Where does it go? It's got to finish somewhere. No, because your D is your top note. You've got your top D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. You've got your middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And then? No. It goes down to the D. So, well, it can. That's what I like to do, because you've got F, F, G, F, D, which is your third of your chord, which is the most important note of your harmony, up after the bass note. Alright, try it. Go from that bar. 1, 2, 3, so think F, F. So you have to clear the pedal and clear the pedal and D. Yeah, da, da. That's right. And do it one more time. That's not really suggesting that the F goes to the D. I would therefore play the D almost together with the bass note. So ta ta ta. And then softly. Yeah. Now, do not let the pedal go before you take your fingers off the keys. Do you know what you did before? Yeah. Fatal, oh my God, fatal. It's like you could give the whole concert away because you just ruined one little tiny bit, the very last note of your nocturne. Always use your foot to control everything in one go. So in other words, it's fingers off first, foot second. All right? Great. Okay, that's good.